Much better. It's crazy to just, I'm way more happier. My sparring has been showing, that how sharp I am, how much stronger I am. And, they say I can't take a punch. So,
who's saying this? Who's saying this?
This is, what they say. They say a lot. People say a lot.
People are saying you can't take a punch.
I don't know.
Why? Because
I think they forget about the Ryan Garcia fight that I got up 3 times.
Yeah. Is it
what
just,
does that mean? You cannot take a punch if you get up? Like, I don't.
Brian saying this?
No, I don't know. No, that's
just the whispers.
What they, but they say a lot. So, they say that I can't punch too. So, now at 147, we'll see. We'll see if I punch harder, if I could take a punch better. That's why this fight is so important to me because, they say that I can't block a left hook, right? That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we seen Brian Norman his last fight. He knocked the guy out cold with a left hook. Brutal
knockout.
So they say I can't take a punch. Well, we got a guy who's strong, who can punch. He's from what they say, he's kryptonite to my style. So that's why this fight is such an important fight for me. And turn the non-believers into believers.
Alrighty then, we have Devin Haney, kind of talking about, one of the reasons, he taking the Brian Norman Jr. fight. And, some people get motivated by other people's validation, which I think is a horrible thing to do, especially in the social media era. You know what I mean? Like, you have some people, it was very common back in the day where some people will fight just to hear their pops or their parents say they proud of you and they I love you, and they never, got that validation or never heard it, or when they got it, it hit a spot. But some people never get it, and it leaves a void in them as a person. I think it's the same thing here. He's fighting for validation he'll never get. Now, on another clip, he was saying that, when he retired, he feel like he'll get that validation. I mean, me personally, even from a competitor standpoint of view, I just think you should set tangible goals. Intangible goals, like, I'm better than Trinidad, I'm better than Archie, I'm better than Pryor, I'm better than Ali. I wouldn't like, okay, cool, but I would say goals, titles, whether it's financial goals, I want to make this much, I want to have this. I would set those type of goals. I want to unify. I want to start my own network, or I want to be on this network, or I want to, I set goals like that. But looking for validation, look at Terrence Crawford. Whether it was, Sean Porter, whether it was Ricky Barnes, whether it was Kell Brook, whatever the naysayers were saying he needed to do, he did it, and they continue to move the bar back. I wouldn't even fight for other people's validation. I don't even move for other people's validation. If it ain't about money or an opportunity, I really don't care what people think. Because one thing you find out, a lot of those people that continue to move the bar, no matter what you do, and some people, it's their parents, it's their brother, it's a mentor that continues, oh, that ain't good enough. Some people use it as a motivational tool, but the people who are using it on social media, a lot of them are insecure. They haven't accomplished anything. And if you see how they was living and how they really operate, and you be like, I'm trying to get validation from this person or this guy or this woman, like, yeah, for the most part, you got some people that work and grind just to get validation from a bitch with a $7 rainbow outfit on. So just think, just think about it for a minute. Once you actually sit there, ponder on, what drives you, you know what I'm saying? Something going on with that car. I thought it was mine. But once you sit there and you ponder the situation, really, it's you versus you. I love that song about Moneybagg Yo. They get me going in the gym because that's really the race that you're running. It's you versus you. Nobody else. Well, nobody else is running this race with you. People might, hand you a cup of water or clap you on or motivate you, but really it's you versus you. Or, it's you versus the goals that you set. That's all it really is. That's all it really is, you versus you. Not you versus your pops, not you versus this fan, not you versus this channel, not you versus even in a fight with another guy, really it's you versus you. You know, he just in the way of getting where you want to go, or you need to get to, or you want to get to, depends on how you feeling. So if he's sitting out here, well, I want to prove, Brian Norman knocks somebody with a left hook. I want to prove that I got a chin, or I want to prove I can block and I can disband a left hook. I want to take away some of the notions or the narrative that I can't take a punch. I feel like you proved that versus Ryan Garcia. But whatever floats your boat to motivate you, once you get older, he get older a little bit more, he'll notice it's baloney. If somehow, in some way, he does disarm, Brian Norman Jr., they gonna say he ain't fought nobody, he ain't did this, he ain't did. It don't matter. They gonna continue to move the bar. You may feel good about it, but as soon as you open up your X, as soon as you open up social media, as soon as you see fans, oh man, he wasn't that good no way. You ain't gonna do that to Boots. You ain't gonna do that to Anthony Joshua. It's always something else. But to each his own, whatever motivate. But me personally, I would tell him just run your race. Set your goals, get your Glock, get your sniper out and knock the targets down and let the chips fall with the ball. But and today, looking for validation, bro, not looking for validation from nobody else that ain't handing me a motherfucking check or an opportunity to get a check. Simple as that. And he keep living, he'll learn it. It ain't never good enough. It ain't never good enough. And you will see, and this the trick that thing about life is the best thing you can always teach children. One thing I can always teach children, and women hate when you teach children, is life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. See, women want kids to believe life is fair. Life ain't fair. Sometimes I might have nieces, nephew, whoever over, right? Cousins, whatever. I may make the younger ones clean up and I'll let the other ones go out and have fun. They be like, oh, that ain't fair. Life ain't fair. They have to learn that lesson. So he might see somebody go out there and do same thing he did or do something a little bit less and they give him all the credit in the world. You got to understand, life ain't fair. We got to play the hand that God dealt us, bro. And that's just what it is. You got to play that hand that God dealt you and play the fuck out that hand. So if anything, I like what Foden said. He said, I was going to fight a newlywed. I'm doing that for me. Do it for yourself. I love that Snoop Dogg speech where he say, when he won the Star of Hollywood, he said, I want to thank myself for getting up, waking up, thank yourself. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for nobody else. Because a lot of times when you go through them dark times, you're going through them by yourself. Even though you see a homie going through something, he'll figure it out, but you ain't thugging it out with him. He got to get through it himself. So for Dev, go out there and be the best version of you. Don't go out there looking for validation or looking to shut people up. For what? It ain't good enough. You got to do this. That just come with it. It come with the territory. A lot of the media members, you notice a lot of the fighters that, that's not like Crawford, that's somebody they didn't really want to make it through. What's the other brother's name? Deontay Wilder, he got a lot of hate. They didn't want to really watch him make it through. Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like it's another one. Devin, because he had a deal, he tried to, circumvent and get around the promoters. And it happens. Anytime somebody try to cut your promoters off, they try to cut your water off. So it's just, it is what it is, man. But if that's what motivates him is to shut people up, well, who am I to tell him not to do it? But if he looking for some type of submission or you got a G, you that nigga, man, they ain't gonna get that. They gonna just keep moving that goalpost further and further back. And when you retire, they see you in public, they all on your job. That's how it always goes. How many people probably talk shit in the comment section, you see them in real life, oh, what's good, bro? I'll fuck with you, like. You know what I'm saying? So you know, come with the territory. You know, really do. But, you know, but if that's what motivates him, that's what motivates him. But if I'm him, I ain't really getting caught up in that. Trying to get a yes with somebody that's already got a predetermined no. It's a crazy world. Crazy world, but it's gonna be some interesting things to say. You know, if they really locked in and they put on a hella fire performance, I mean, shout out to them. You know, for him, he might have show something different. A lot of times you fight guys like Norman, you got to go to him. I would have practiced on being just going to him, being aggressive. You know, maybe instead of throwing that little peppering jab, maybe I step to him with a battering jab. You know, but be a good fight. You know, they both, you know, the Normans, they've been doing a lot of talking. I really ain't been hearing Bill talk like that. I say that. You know, the Normans, his dad, been doing a lot of talking. So, I mean, we gonna see. What Pac say, you ain't ready for the throwdown. It's about to go down. So, it's a good fight, you know, and I think a lot of people who get tired of the boxing dads, and Norman talked a lot of shit, Haney talked, Bill talked a lot of shit, Norman Sr. talked a lot of shit. I think, you know, they like, yeah, we gonna pile on one of these months. We gonna get one of them today. We gonna get one of them ninjas today. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how they look. We gonna get one of them today. But hey, it is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere from X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. So it should be very interesting, this fight, I think. Most people think it should be the main event too. So I would say, yeah, it should be the main event, but hey, it is what it is.